I know. I skipped the video last week because I had too much on my hands to handle, sorry. My thoughts are still in a disarray right now, so let's just paint something nice and calm. Let's get started. Today, I'm going to paint a beautiful lighthouse Bass Harbor Head in Acadia National Park in Maine, USA. I happen to have found a photo of it and decided to try. Normally, an artist should sketch the scene roughly before painting, especially with a landscape where there is a horizon line visible. There are several buildings and various overlapping panes, but pencil marks may peek from under the painting if the layer is transparent enough, and also get messy when the artist rubs the paintbrush against paper several times. Instead, I'm applying a quick sketch using a neutral grayish diluted mixture. It should be enough to establish the scene boundaries and get completely dissolved in the process. Now to the tones of the first wash. There is no pure white in this scene, so I'm covering most of the painting with raw sienna. On top of it goes a mixture of indigo and Payne's gray. Finally, before the paper starts to dry, I add greenish tones to establish places where there will be pine trees and foliage later. After the first wash is completely dry, it's time to work on the lighthouse and other buildings. I'm using my small flat synthetic brush for that. It's very good for painting houses and other urban elements. I'm using burnt umber and burnt sienna for the rooftop of the house. Now using some negative painting to paint the dark of the window frames and the pine trees peeking from behind the buildings. And it's time to work on the trees and other greens in the foreground. Painting the cliff is tricky, at least for me. The important part is to never try to repeat the strokes, to make the rock look chaotic and irregular. Greenish tones are tricky to apply, as they always end up drying up way paler than needed. It requires many additional layers. I mostly use Payne's gray and burnt sienna for the rocks. The rocks look much darker near the water. Apparently it's where they are covered with water during the high tide. Time for the water. It's another challenge for me, as I'm still struggling to paint water so it looks alive. It's supposed to be a gloomy day, so the water should look heavy and grey, with many ripples and very subtle and disturbed reflections. Finally, adding some extra layers to different parts of the scene to make the painting brighter and more defined. As the painting gets closer to the end, time for the signature and little touches of colored markers and fine liner. And the painting is done. It was fun, wasn't it? That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit the like button if you did. It helps showing this video to a greater audience. See you next time.